So I was just sitting on my couch, kind of relaxing, because I've been working on videos past like 6 days in a row, you know? So my body was all sore and stuff. Anyway, so I was watching Anatomy of a Fall, a French or German movie, whatever, international, won an Oscar. Anyway, you guys can check it out. There's this dog scene that's just amazing. Anyway, so I got a text from Quinn the Mailman, and he writes, sorry, forgot to tell you, there's a push mower at this address. I mean, simply 3 or 4 blocks away from my house. And I'm like, damn it, it's already like 5:30 in the afternoon, you know? Has it been sitting there for like 6 hours or something? And you forgot to tell me until now? Anyway, I just jumped out of, didn't even put on any pants. And I'm just going to go check it out and see if we find it. I doubt it, but it's nearby, so. Holy cow! Scorz! Isn't that Quinn a champ? The first mower I've picked up this year, 2023. While everybody's selling stuff, I haven't sold jack squat. That's okay. You do what you can when you can. Scorz! So I'm home. Baggers are very hard to come by. I'm not 100% sure. I might have one. I'm not sure. All right, we're just gonna look it over real quick. Like I said, I just jumped out of the house. No gas at all, completely empty. It's got oil halfway to the add line. Let's see if it at least pulls freely. It does. Quick look underneath. It's got the standard gator blade, it's got the self-propulsion belt. Tires, wheels are in pretty good shape, still has good tread. This looks super dirty, like it's been in a garage for years. Maybe they tried to get it to work and didn't work, obviously. I don't know, maybe they didn't even try because there's no remnants of any gas, so they didn't try. Gas cap's a little dickered. But we'll work on this tomorrow. Thanks to Quinn the Mailman. So it's the next day. Today I'm gonna work on what we found. But first, I gotta show you guys something. Let me show you something! Let me show you something! A company called Bulgari sent me a bunch of things that I could use for my channel. They sell small engine parts on Amazon. As you can see from my most recently finished project, we have a deck here that I welded plates on it to fix the rusty, rotted holes that were in it. As you can see, it's got anti-scalp wheels, but this thing's bent like that, and it won't even turn. Also, it's in terrible condition. So they sent me 4 new anti-scalp wheels. You could always use these for your lawn tractors and your zero turns. Also in the box is a 4-post starter solenoid. You know I use these things very often. I'll do it like that. And then put a ground strap to it too. The prices have gone crazy for these things. I remember like 5 years ago, these things were like $5 or $6. Now they're like 11 or 12 bucks. I always saw these on commercials and stuff where people put these de-rusting weeding wheels on your weed whacker. That way you can really weed whack areas that have very stubborn roots. This will destroy everything in its path. I'd like to try to use these things to get the little weeds that are in the crevices of your pavers or your walkways. You know, they're really annoying. This way you can just put it on your weed whacker wheel and go crazy on it and kill all of those weeds in between the cracks. I always wanted to try this. Whew. So it's got the adapter and it's got 2 sizes. These are basically wired bristle brushes on here. This will destroy everything in its path. Okay, I just installed this on my weed whacker. Look at it. You see? So it's for getting things like that. Weeds that grow out of your crevices. Sent me a whole bunch of other anti-scalp wheels. These are a little bit more beefier as compared to the other ones where you can see through them. Boy, these are solid. Which one should I use? I like these. Just show you a quick installation of these anti-scalp wheels. There we go. Before we put on the new one, we need to bend this one back to be straight. Sometimes you could just stick this thing back in here, get like a big pipe, and then twist it. That might damage the hole. So another way to do this without damaging the hole is you get a big adjustable wrench. And you clamp it on just to where the bend is and bend it. There we go. That's pretty straight. And of course, these wheels come with its own hardware. Same diameter, but a lot more beefier. There we go. Perfect. This one's in good shape, actually. Maybe we'll just keep it on there. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So there you go. Some pretty good products from this Amazon store. I'll leave a link in the description. You guys can check out what they have. I'm sure you guys are going to need something from them. So let's start troubleshooting what's wrong with this personal pace 22-inch Toro push mower. Unfortunately, I do not have a bag for this because the bag that I need actually has the pins that come out horizontally for this area here. The one I have is hooks, which won't fit on this model, which is a shame. Getting a bag for this is pretty difficult. So the cable seems like it's okay. It's pulling the self-propulsion engagement cable right. This feels nice and smooth. And it seems to pull freely. There's absolutely no gas in here, but let's see if it at least turns over. So let's spray some starter fluid into the mouth of the carburetor. Ooh. That's one dirty air filter. But everything seems to be in order here. Even the wheels are in very good condition. Aside from it being super dirty, like they had a concrete business in it or something, and this was just sitting in the background. So it's the auto choke, right? And the flap is closed and it won't open unless I force it. Yeah, okay, so it turns over. Should we just put some gas in it? You know, sometimes it is just that easy. I've gotten lawnmowers off the street for free, and there was nothing wrong with it. I'm confused as to why they threw this out though, especially since there's no gas in it, right? Which means that they weren't even using it. So how would they even know if it didn't work or not? Maybe they just were moving, or they just didn't want it anymore, or I don't know what the reason would be. But either way, just put some gas in here. Let's give her a couple pulls and see if she starts up and stays running on its own. What's happening because the choke flap is closed shut and it won't open. It runs and it starts fine, but it stays on choke, which means that the carburetor, at least the choke flap area, is very corroded and therefore stuck in the closed position. So we're going to remove this thing right around here, the air filter base, the top cover, just so we have access to the throttle flap. Loosen that up a bit. It seems to run pretty well. I don't even think we need to clean the carburetor. Before I take this all apart, I just want to get a close-up look at the flap and check out exactly why it's not opening. Maybe a little bit of carb spray along the joints would do it. Let me take this top part off and just have access to that area. Take a better look. I feel quite a bit of resistance here. I don't think I have any choice. I gotta remove this whole thing, because I want to see what's going on in there. There's a lot of resistance. Maybe a mouse nest? Move the screw to loosen the oil filler and then twist it out of the way. There's a lot of dirt here, mud actually. And 2 more 3/8 to hold the engine cover down. That was much easier. Much easier. So now the shroud, engine shroud, just come right off. What do you guys think? Before I take it off, there might be a mouse nest in here. That's what was getting in the way of the air vane. See? The air vane's supposed to move this way and allow the choke flap to open. Because it's packed full of this crap, it wasn't able to move. I knew it had to be something like that. I'm so excited. And I just can't hide it. Because I like mouse nests. Ooh, look at all that crap. Is that sunflower seeds? That's a nice pack of stuff. I think that's the culprit of our problem. As you can see, this air vane here, when this is started, these fan blades blow air that way, push this like a sail, push this forward to open up the choke flap over here. It wasn't opening up, so when we tried to start it, the choke flap was still closed, therefore it was on choke. And so it wouldn't rev up any higher than that because it wasn't getting enough air. So this was the problem. With the shroud on there, it compacted this stuff and got in the way of the air vane to move. Pretty cool. So while we're here on the east coast of the United States, New York to be exact, you don't really have any issues with hantavirus. Hantavirus is the virus that you get when you breathe in this debris from a mouse nest, the feces and the pee from the mice. If it goes into your lungs, you could get a bad virus. You could die. Mostly the deaths have been in California. I don't know why. So I'm not too really worried about it since I don't know anybody that's died of hantavirus, at least in New York. So there you go. See how that works? When you start up the engine, the auto choke feature, the muffler gets hot from it running. It has like a thermostat on the inside of this muffler that pushes this little lever forward and in turn opens up the choke flap from the muffler. It also is assisted, like I said, from the fans of the flywheel. When it's running, it blows this sail-like area here forward to open it up for you. We're going to get some compressed air and blow this out completely. Now it's nice and clean. As you can see, nothing is impeding this air vane from moving back and forth easily. So I think that'll do it. Now, while we're here, I should at least check the carburetor, right? Well, we can do that by just removing the bowl or the carburetor itself. It's very easy. And we could do that even with this stuff installed. So I'm just going to put this back on again. I don't think we have to take the carburetor off, but let me just take the bowl nut off just to see the condition of the inside of the bowl. And on its own. Good gasket. And you can see through the hole a little bit. All right, here we go. Let's see the bowl. Not bad at all. There might be a little bit of water in here. See that little drop? Probably like 20% of it has water in it. But that's the very bottom, so it should be good after I dump this out. It's the hounds. Trickle, trickle, trickle. Fuel should be flowing into the carburetor. We gotta replace this. Got a brand new one here from my friends over at Hipa. We don't have to put that stuff on yet, although we will. Gotta fix this. Let's start her up. Ready? Cleaned out that carb. Should be good. Dum dum dum. Dum 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 dum. Probably flooded from all the stuff I shot in there. It's gonna come now.
That's what she said.
polishing works. Works well. Put all that stuff back now. Gotta fix this cap. I don't know how. I know I don't have another one. You know what? I'll just take one off of another one that I have in the backyard. Got another cap from another mower that I don't plan on selling anytime soon because it's junk. Also from Briggs. Let's top off the oil since it was so low. 32 degrees. Less than 10 ounces. Fresh oil in there. Let's check this out. Oh man, what a mess. See this blue thing here? This is the mulch cover. The mulch plug, automatic. When you're bagging, you have that open. When you're mulching, you have this closed. That's a lot of crap in there though. Ooh. So I don't think I'm gonna power wash it yet because recently I turned on my water spigot outside because it was like 65 degrees. And so I thought that was it. I didn't do my sprinklers yet. I just opened the spigot so I can use my pressure washer to clean the John Deere. So then recently I was watching the news and they said it was gonna be 27 degrees overnight. Well, that's gonna freeze my spigot. So I had to run downstairs, turn the water off, go back outside in the freezing cold, turn on the spigot to let the water kind of drain out so that there's space in case it does freeze, it doesn't burst my pipes. So it's a pain in the ass over here in New York because you never know when it's going to be 60 or you never know when it's going to be 20. Either way, I can't take that chance. Not to mention the fact that I don't have a bagger for this anyway. So I'm not even gonna list this yet because I haven't cleaned it. I can't clean it properly without a pressure washer. So I'm just gonna hold on to it for a while. I know it runs and stuff and it's ready to go. I would like to have a bagger because that would maximize my profits. So we just cleaned the carburetor a little bit and cleaned out the rat's nest. Looks great. As you probably saw from my other episodes on the John Deere Z225 zero-turn projects, I have a little short cable. It only reaches around here. So it was a pain because every time I wanted to choke it, I have to bend backwards and twist just to pull this up. That's right. I actually went and spent some money. Oh my God. This was really cheap. It was like $8. And it's a 5-foot choke cable. So now I'm going to be able to attach this here and have it routed to the dash area where all my controls are. I'm going to try to drill a hole in that area there and remove this. So I'm going to have this choke cable sticking up like that. There's a little thing here, like for an option switch, a switch for other options, which I don't have. I think if I drill a hole in here, it'll be okay. And that would look more stock. You know what I mean? I know you know what I mean. Usually you should drill it with a smaller thing, but I'm too lazy. Let's take this nut out. 5-foot cables are usually expensive. I was surprised. For $8, it was really worth it. There's a little washer here too. We can slip this through. Hope it fits the hole. Will it fit? Will it fit? Will it fit? Oh no! It's too. The hole's too small. Perfect. Short one. Very easy to do. Actually, this doesn't really need a Z-bend because it's stiff. I think if we just bend it, it'll be okay. 90 degrees. Oh, why not? I have a Z-bendy thing. I had to drive a couple of screws in here because every time I pulled up, the whole thing would come out. Now my choke cable works great. So how about it, guys? Got the Toro running great. Just gotta wait until it gets a little warmer before I power wash it. Maybe by then I'll get the right bagger for this and sell it for top dollar. If not, spring's a long time. I'll run into something that will work with this. In the meantime, we also fixed the choke cable on the John Deere. Now it's complete. My throttle cable is of course reversed. Fast is slow, slow is fast. But I need a 5-foot throttle cable too. But for now, it'll work just fine. Put the grill back on, and remember, this Toro was super easy. It was just common sense. If the choke flap is not moving, chances are it's either seized or something's blocking the air vein. And as we saw, those pesky mice, they do it all the time. After we cleaned that out, cleaned up the bowl in the carburetor, this thing runs like a champ. Just needs to be power washed and find a bag for it. Spring's a long time, so we'll find it. Hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. We'll see you guys next time on Mowers and Blowers.
Because the UPS guy screwed this up. I'm gonna
See you guys next time on Mowers.
Blowers.